Hi, everybody. This is Racquel Palmese. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. I have realized that we've been doing these Wisdom Wednesdays almost maybe every single Wednesday for about a year. So it's wonderful. It's been such an experience for me to share on this level over this medium and to open my work to so many of you and just be able to find an offering that fits with my worldview, with my heart, and with my opening self, teaching me as I share wisdom what's possible. So I want to thank you for joining me. I treasure these moments and opportunities to just let spirit flow through and see what wants to come through. So hello, ego goddess. Hello, Socorro. Hello, everybody that is joining me in this moment. Let's take a breath or two. Let's come in here together. Let's drop in, feeling the magic of the breath, offering us a chance to ground, to drop in, to feel our bodies, feel the being that we are. The breath will always provide a vehicle for our opening, for our release. I ask her, the breath, if we're willing to use it, if we're willing to consciously allow ourselves to just breathe. Be aware of what the breath does, not just physically, but being aware of what the breath does when we take a good, real, honest breath. It moves energy that's stuck inside us. It can lift a mood like that. It can allow us to unfog. Often, it can penetrate into confusion, because when we're all heady and we're just stuck looping around in thoughts, generally we're not breathing. We're in contraction. Our shoulders are up around our ears. Often we're tight. And sometimes the simple act of taking a conscious breath not only opens up the airways, it opens the heart. It opens our minds to other possibilities. It clears the cobwebs. And it does something else that I meant to introduce today, even though I'm not sure where it wants to go. It clears exhaustion. The breath can clear exhaustion when we allow it to revitalize ourselves. So this topic of exhaustion is a really relevant thing. I've talked to so many people lately, clients, friends, family, even very young people, who tell me they have this feeling of exhaustion. They're just done. They feel trapped in a certain aspect of their lives. They feel like they're in a mouse wheel, going around in circles. And this is, part of it is the year of COVID, the year of these inward journeys we've been asked to tell, to experience. This has been a year of actual entrapment. Some of us have been able to use it very well, especially those of us that have been able to continue working. But a lot of people that have small children, a lot of people that are working from home in a very strange environment because the details of how to work haven't been worked out yet. There's been a lot of feeling of just being really tired and exhausted. So as we're breathing, feel your own level of exhaustion. What does it feel like? Exhaustion feels like emptiness. It kind of edges on a depression. It feels like there's nothing interesting there. There's nothing that animates me. Exhaustion is just, I'm all out of juice. I have nothing left to give. And plus that, I don't want to. In exhaustion, we can start rebelling. We can start feeling really negatively towards the life that we're living. Relationships can make us feel exhausted. They can make us feel like we're just spinning our wheels over and over and over again. Our work in the world, no matter how much we love it, can make us feel exhausted suddenly. We feel like we've had it. And that feeling of, I just can't do this anymore. It can be kind of a feeling of panic sometimes. It can edge in. It can capture us. And if we're honest about it, we can feel it very strongly. And then we go out, we try to put on a good front. We try to not show it because we have to carry on with our lives, with our parenting, with our work, with our relationships, friends, mates, family. We don't want to let anybody down. But that feeling of exhaustion inside ourselves, that can be really real. And here's where the breath comes in. Because what exhaustion is really about is that it's different than being tired. It's different than just being tired. Yeah, it's very tiring to have a baby in the house. It's very tiring to do a lot of the tasks and chores, studying in school and getting things done. We can get bone tired doing that. But exhaustion is different. Exhaustion means we're just out of juice. We don't feel that what we're doing is giving us back anything. And we want to run from it. And the reason that tiredness can flip into exhaustion is because we're making whatever it is that we're doing wrong. We're actually in a fight with those aspects of our lives that are exhausting us. If you look at your own life for a minute, you'll see it. Those places where you just feel done. You feel that way because you're in conflict with what is. You've made your relationship so wrong that it has exhausted you. You've made life under COVID, for example, with kids working on Zoom all day, so wrong that you completely exhaust yourself with it. You don't want to deal with it anymore. Take a look at the areas of your life where this negativity starts creeping in and eats up your chances for taking creative approaches to solve the riddles of it. We can come into conflict with things when we feel we don't know how to fix it. I have a client who's writing a screenplay. She gets 3/4 of the way through it. And she can't figure out that third act. She just can't figure it out. She gets mad at herself. Why did I even start this? I don't really have what it takes to be a screenwriter. I don't know what I'm doing. And all the messages start flowing in. The mind begins to chew on that, and the mind believes the story. Yeah, why did I ever start it in the first place? I don't have what it takes, which is an old message she's been carrying around since she was a little girl. Things that she's tried that are out of the ordinary or larger than life to her, like writing a screenplay. So the work of it begins to exhaust her. All she wants to do is sleep. She picks up old nervous eating habits. She gets on the phone, she distracts herself, she does anything she can to distract, to not look at that screenplay and remind herself that she should never have started it in the first place. Oh, I'm so tired, exhausted. I hate this. Sound familiar? Do you have a version of this? I have many times, especially if I push against the edges of my fear and I try something that is out of the ordinary for me. And that requires my surrendering to it. Look at your life. Where are the places that you've closed doors because you just can't even stand the thought of completing a thing? Just when we're asked to fully surrender, like in the third act of a screenplay, we are asked to jump in even further, take chances, believe and trust that in the third act, the solutions of how to end it will come to you. It's a big leap, it's hard. So hard that all the mind starts making all these messages to try to let us off the hook. Just at the moment that we need to completely surrender to what it is that we're doing, at the moment that we need to support ourselves the most, become our own truly best friend, often that's the moment that we'll give up the ship, feel inadequate, unable to continue. And here's the breath. At that moment of feeling exhaustion, of feeling like giving up, of feeling impossibility, overwhelm, if you dare, if you can muster the courage, and honestly, it takes that to actually breathe, breathing all the way into it, feeling the pushback, the resistance from this force that wants to let you off the hook. Breathing into it, releasing the negativity, releasing the I can't do this, releasing the, I'm in a trap with these kids. I don't know what to do about this. I can't stand it anymore. Releasing that energy of negativity and backlash from the mind. The breath cleanses. The breath clears. If we're brave enough to use it, if we will muster the courage to allow ourselves to clear out of that negative, exhausted, I'm ready to give up, I can't stand this anymore, space. A breath of renewal. A breath is what connects us to our spirit self. A breath is what opens us to the dynamics of energy that offer themselves to us, often in the form of solutions. A breath opens us, and an exhale releases the energy that we don't need or want anymore. Do you have the courage to muster a breath when it's really, really hard to breathe? Are you willing also to let go as you exhale? Because a lot of times, as I've said in other offerings of this, that we will hold on to that negativity. We will develop a belief system about it. And even while we hate ourselves doing that, we'll still do it. I believe that I can't finish that screenplay because I've told it to myself so often that I've bought it. The breath, releasing the claws of that belief system of I can't. Of course I can, and I must, and I will. Of course, Spirit, come help me finish this thing. Help me open my mind, open my vision so that I may see the solution in this story. Take a breath with the crying baby that has not let you sleep. Surrender the overwhelm that you feel and the to-do list that keeps growing and growing and growing. Yes, this is my life. Bless it. Help me find the strength, Spirit. Help me not make myself wrong. Help me not feel impossible about this. Of course it's possible. Let me take a breath of air and revive myself now. Another very brave thing to do, to take a breath and open to what is, open to the challenge of the moment. Find the yes in it. Find the yes in it. Yes. And then release the claws of the negative thinking. Exhaustion is a story. And we can talk ourselves right into it. And it can lead us down a road that we don't really want to be on. A road of giving up on life, on our dream, on our knowing that we are worthy, that we are awesome, that we are bigger than our fears, that our hearts hold the power of love that can get us through anything if we unleash it. The opposite of exhaustion is falling in love. Are we brave enough to do that? To love beyond resistance, beyond story? Are we willing to open our hearts fully to the challenges of the moment? I put that question over to you, dear ones. Hold it to your heart. Know of the truth of your own viability in all things. All my love to you.